This is your transfer bonanza, and Ian is still in Edinburgh, so I'm doing it solo. Hope you can cope with that. Lots and lots to talk about this week, and as usual, it's mostly just noise. The most important thing here is loads and loads of people are saying all sorts of stuff on Twitter because they reckon they're in the know. Something to remember, if they really were in the know, they wouldn't spend so long feeling insecure going, I'm in the know, I know what I'm talking about, believe me, follow me, please follow me, be my friend on the internet. Ignore these people, they're bad people. Right, this is what is being reported by the press, etc. First up, Arturo Vidal. Lots of talk still. Looks like the ball is in he's probably not going to come camp. That's what the press are saying at the moment. His manager at international level at Chile has come out and said he was only 30-40% at the World Cup, and that is because of the knee operation he had beforehand. And his manager then said, the reason this Manchester United deal isn't happening yet is because Louis van Gaal is worried about Vidal's knee. He's now on tour with Juventus. What's happening? Well, they're playing and he's not starting, probably not going to play at all. If he does get any minutes, hopefully Van Gaal will be watching to find out if his knee is any good. But I guess that's what medicals are for. The concern here is that we don't want Owen Hargreaves Mark II. Another thing to point out is that there's an Instagram picture doing the rounds of Vidal with all his Chile teammates being like, oh, I'm so happy to stay here, having a little headlock with the mates, whoa lads, but actually that's just a fake. I mean, the picture might be real, but the Instagram account of his and the message is all lies. All right? Heard it here first. Lies. Next up, Thomas Vermaelen, still at Arsenal. Wenger says, yeah, he probably is going to leave. Where's he going to go? Well, we are one of the teams still heavily linked. Another is Barcelona. Obviously, they've lost Puyol, and they have bought one centre-back, but it looks like they're after another. They keep playing Mascherano. Not ideal, although he does a job, sure. So he could be heading to Barcelona. Looks like he has the choice. Does he want to stay in England, and will Arsenal sell him to Manchester United, knowing how much stick they get for constantly selling to Manchester clubs and everybody essentially? If you know, given the Arsenal armband, instantly out the door. Next up is Juan Cuadrado, who lots of people on Twitter are going, oh, United have officially put a bid in. No, we haven't. That's just a lie. Barcelona heavily linked, and we are now more linked than we have been recently. Do we know why that is? No, Damasio is reporting it and saying it looks like that could happen and that we're preparing a bid. Bild as well, a very well respected German paper, are saying that we're going to offer somewhere in the region of 50 million euros. They are not known for plucking things out of the air and just going, what feels like it will sell some stories. Cuadrado, Manchester United, 50 million, not really their style. So probably there might be something in it, but it's just, I mean, might be. It hasn't happened yet. Don't get too excited. Now, Di Maria and Mats Hummels. We were talking about them all the time. First up, Mats Hummels is now being linked to Arsenal. Apparently Wenger wants a piece of the World Cup winner, but nothing happening still. No one's made a bid. They've not rejected anything. It's all very quiet. I think with Arsenal, they've just gone, well, they're going to sell Vermaelen, so they probably want a centre-back. Who's in the press? Hummels? All right, they probably want Hummels. I think that's what's happened there. And Di Maria is back in training for Real Madrid, just as Carlo Ancelotti told us he would be, and just as all of the newspapers told us he wouldn't be. It looks like he's probably still going to go to Paris Saint-Germain. We are still linked, but I mean, if we're about to bid for Cuadrado, we're not going to buy Di Maria, so they're contradicting themselves, as per. That is how the papers work. We have signed somebody, though. Ian would be delighted with this. He's going to be so upset he's missing out on the fact that we've actually signed a player. 17-year-old Serbian goalkeeper Milinkovic. Pretty sure that's how you say his name. Got it written down. He hasn't even played at club level, but hopefully he's got a lot about him, which is why we've bought him. And at a very young age, could be someone who comes up and eventually is a number 2 to David De Gea. Can't imagine that anybody is going to ever replace Dave, because we all love Dave, don't we? Now, Louis van Gaal says after the tour, which has now finished, he will inform the players who is going to leave. The papers are now going, it's going to be this guy, it's going to be this guy. We know it's going to be this guy, but Louis van Gaal, we know, is a decent bloke. He's not going to let the press know who he's going to get rid of before he talks to the players. And he's come out and said it's not a case of wielding axes and swinging knives and stabbing people and so on. It's a case of having frank and honest discussions about players' futures and what kind of roles they will have at the club. But we can expect to see the likes of Anderson, Nani probably going. And then there's lots to talk about Shinji Kagawa, Hernandez, and Wilfried Zaha, again, who's constantly on the fringes. Although so much hype about his performance against Real Madrid, who knows what's going to happen there. Hernandez and Kagawa have both been linked with Atletico Madrid. Hernandez particularly, because someone said to Simeone, do you want Hernandez? And he said, well, we like Hernandez, but we like all good players. So everyone went, oh, Simeone likes Hernandez. So it's possible that they could make a bid. And finally, Rafa Benitez definitely wants Fellaini. He's basically come out and said, Manchester United have the player. It's up to them. We'd like the player. But if they don't want to sell him, we can't buy him. If they want to sell him, we'll snap him up if it's the right price. So Napoli definitely confirmed want Marouane Fellaini. Will they get him? We've no idea. We'll have to wait and find out what Big Louis thinks. Let us know what you think. Do you want to get rid of Fellaini and Nani and Anderson, all these players? Who do you want us to bring in? Are you frustrated that we haven't brought anybody in? I definitely am. Please write it down below. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to Full Time Devils, like this video, and share it with your mates because they might like it too.